Hey everyone, so this is your bell ringer for Monday, November 2nd, 2020. So just like normal, I am going to work through these with you. We'll read them together. I'd like you to try them out, and then I will go through and we'll check them together. So our first one here, we'll get started as a story problem. So we're going to use that cube method that we've used this year. So we're going to circle our numbers, underline our question, and then box our operative words. And if we'd like to, we can eliminate everything else, but that will give us a good idea of what we need to work with. So let's just read it together first. Marvin has 4 books to read for homework this week. If he reads 2/3 of the book each night, how many nights will it take him to read all 4 books? I'd like you to go ahead and type your answer in over at the side, and we'll check the question here in a second together. All right, so Marvin's got 4 books to read. That's numbers our first number. And for homework this week, if he reads 2/3 of a book each night, how many nights, there's our question, how many nights will it take him to read all 4 books? All right, and my operative words here, each night. So I've got 4 things that I need to get through, but I'm breaking them down into pieces of 2/3 because I need to read that much each little bit. So that's equal groups of 2/3, and I need to know how many nights it's going to take him to read that all together. So if I'm breaking something into equal sized pieces, that is division. So I've got 4 things, and I'm dividing them into groups. I've got 4 books, and I'm dividing them into groups because each night is 2/3 of a book. So if I divide this into groups that are this big, it should give me the number of nights that I need to finish the book. And in order to do this, we're going to need to take this guy and put him over 1. All right, and when we've got division of fractions, remember, all we need to do is keep the first fraction. So it'll be 4/1. We'll change division to multiplication. Change and flip the second one. Keep, change, flip. 3/2. And then we just multiply straight across. We have 4 times 3, which is 12. 1 times 2 is 2. And if we were to simplify that, 12 divided by 2 is 6/1, or 6. So ladies and gentlemen, your answer should be 6 nights. That it will take Marvin to read his 4 books if he reads 2/3 of a book each night. All right, if you've got any questions on that one, please give me a ring today during office hours, and we'll work through it together. All right, let's move on to our next one. Number 2. All right, find the quotient. Good old long division. It's pretty straightforward. Go ahead and type your answer in at the side, and we'll check your work here in just a second. All right, here we go. I've got 6,789 divided by 33. So I need to think of this as groups of 30, and we'll think of this over here. We'll start with 60. 30 would go into 60 2 times. So let's try 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6 again. So I've got 66. It's pretty close. I've got 1 left over. That's definitely less than 33, so I'll drop my next digit down, which is an 8. Although 33 cannot go into 18, so that's going to be able to go 0 times. If you want to, you can go ahead and put 0. My 18 stays. And now I'm going to drop a 9 down because that's my last digit here. I have 189. Now, I know 33, let's see, 3 can go into 18 6 times. But if I did 6 times 3, that would be another 18, so that's going to be too large. So let's try 5 times and see how that goes. Could be wrong, but that's going to be my guess. So 3 times 5 is 15. 5 down, carry my 1 up. 3 times 5, of course, is 15 again, but 1 more makes 16. And let's see what our leftover is here. 9 minus 5 is 4. 2 minus 6 is, 8 minus 6 is 2. Thinking ahead. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So I get a remainder of 24. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be okay because that is less than our 33, and we have dealt with our last digit. So 205 with the remainder of 24 would be your answer for that one. Good job if you rocked through that. If you have any questions on it, again, please let me know during office hours. We can work through that one again or one that's similar for you, whichever will help you the most. All right. Find the difference. We've got a subtraction of decimals problem. 73.9. I'm going to take the 73.9 and I am going to put it over here. 73.9. Now, I would like you to go ahead and try this out. Type your answer in on the side and then we'll check it together. All right, so I gave you a little hint as we went through this the first time, didn't I? I got to line my decimals up when I am subtracting. So I've got 73.900 over 8.810, or 801 thousandths. So I'm just going to subtract out now. I can't take from here and I can't take from there. So I'm going to have to steal from there and make this a 69 and make that a 10. So 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus nothing is, of course, 9. 6 minus 8 I can't do, so I need to steal again. Make that a 2. 16 minus 8 is 8. My decimal point comes straight down. So 899 thousandths over here. I now have 8 minus 2, or 2 minus 8, sorry, I can't do that. So I'll make this a 6 and that a 12. So 12 minus 8 is 4. And 6, of course, is standing by itself over here. So there is our answer, sorry. 64 and 899 thousandths. Again, if you've got any questions on that guy, just give me a ring and we can work on that together. All right, moving on. On to question 4. All right, we've got a division of fractions problem again. Remember what we did on the first one? See if that can help you out as you work through this one this time. Go ahead and give it a try, and we'll work through it together in just a moment. All right, so hopefully you gave this one a try. I've got 7/9 divided by 5/6, but again, we're going to do keep, change, and flip, so we'll take our 7/9 and keep that the same. Our division sign, of course, changes to multiplication. That's always our change. And last but not least, we're going to flip 5/6 into 6/5. And again, we can do this because division and multiplication are inverse operations, we call it. So basically, you can, instead of dividing by one thing, you can multiply by its inverse or the upside down version of the fraction. Of course, everything's a fraction, so you can even take a whole number and put it over 1 and then flip it upside down, and that will work as well. So here we go. We're just now going to multiply straight across. So 7 times 6 is 42, and 9 times 5 is 45. Now, 45 or 42 45ths. Now, we would simplify this if we could, but we would have to find factors that these two numbers have in common. And off the top of my head, I'm not real sure. Oh, you know what? There is one. I have to think this through, but 42 and 45 are actually both divisible by 3. I was thinking 6s and those don't work, but 3 will actually work. So let's see. That would be 30, so 10. And then another 12, right? So that would be 3 times 4. If I divide the top number by 3, I would get 14, and of course this is 3 more. So this would be 15. 14 15ths is the simplified version of that problem. So either one of these two would be correct. All right, let's move on to the next one. Actually, this next one is going to be our last one for today. Oh, I moved previous. Hold on a second. Take us just a moment to move. Let's see, we'll need to move forward and forward again. We are almost there, ladies and gents. All right, we've got one more here. Question number 5. I've got 42 and 1/100th times 8 tenths. Sorry. So go ahead and try that one out. We will multiply them here together in just a second and check and see what you got. Okay, so for our last one here, we've got 42 and 1/100th times 8 tenths. Now, I am not going to worry about this 0 out front, because when I'm multiplying, having an extra 0 is just a pain. We'll just put in a whole bunch of zeros that when we add our two things together would equal nothing. So we can actually get rid of it and just think of this 8 tenths as just a 1 digit here. Now, remember our rule when we are multiplying decimals. Some of you forgot this last week when we were in our small groups. You're going to forget that that decimal point even exists while we're doing the multiplication. When you're done with the multiplication, then we'll add our decimals back in. So we're just going to multiply this straight across, just like normal. 8 times 1, which would give us 8. 8 times 0, which is nothing. Anything times 0 is nothing. 8 times 2 is 16. Carry our 1 over. And 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 would give us 33. So it looks like 33,608, but that's way too big, because this is 42 times something a little less than 1. So we should have a slightly smaller number. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where our decimal point goes. Now, I know if 42 would be my correct answer, my decimal point should go right here between my 3 and my 6. We can actually say that that is true because I have 1, 2, 3 digits that are behind the decimal point in my question. Get it 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to move my decimal point, which would be imaginary decimal point, which would be right here. We're going to move it 1, 2, 3 spots. Again, right there between the 3 and the 6. So your answer should have been 33 and 608 thousandths. All right, guys and gals, that's it for today for your bell ringer. Now we're going to hop on and do a lesson and keep on working with what we know about integers. All right, good luck, and we'll see you soon.